Detroit Lions hit the road off a bye, off to, if you're a One Pride fan, the scene of the crime.
End zone wide open. It is caught. Taylor Decker. Is there a flag down?
What else could it be?
Touching by number 68.
Goff back, looking, throwing. It is incomplete off the hands of James Mitchell, and the Cowboys are going to survive.
Dallas Cowboys just call it home. They're back from a road trip that went much better than it did for Tom Green.
Prescott throws, crossing, it's caught for the touchdown! It's Tolbert!
And just like that, Dallas is back over 500. Dak Prescott, he wasn't perfect versus Pittsburgh. He threw 2 INTs, lost a fumble.
Jason coming in, ball out, and the Steelers have forced the turnover.
But he also threw 2 touchdowns, the most important one at the end. 350-plus yards, 8.4 yards per attempt.
Taking off, now fires to the end zone! Caught by Dowdle for a touchdown!
What kind of secondary is Prescott up against this week? Detroit has held quarterbacks to a sub-90 rate, only 4 touchdowns allowed, 4 picks. Safeties Brian Branch, Kirby Joseph playing great. Joseph with 3 INTs, a rating allowed of 0. He needs to work on lowering that.
End zone and intercepted by Kirby Joseph.
CeeDee Lamb will do battle with cornerback Carlton Davis quite a bit. On one hand, he's allowed 300-plus yards for the year, rate allowed near 110. He also spends a lot of time against WR1s, and he seems to spend a lot of time drawing phantom flags, but what do I know? Lamb, he comes in off a 62-yard 5-catch outing.
And Prescott protected, throws. CeeDee got the toes down.
Lions have held wide receivers to a low 80s rate. Cornerback Terrion Arnold, low 80s rate. Cornerback Amik Robertson, low 70s rate. Aside from Lamb, they have Kevontae Turpin to deal with as well. 50 yards as a receiver last week. Got more looks with Brandon Cooks out.
Zach throwing in the middle for Turpin. Who's got it at the 20-yard line?
Dallas's top receiver week 5, also a wide receiver. Jalen Tolbert, the hero catch, also had 87 yards, was Dak's most targeted dude.
Fire's open, and there goes Jalen Tolbert.
Lions also have tight end Jake Ferguson to worry about. Caught 6 of his 7 targets versus Pittsburgh for 70 yards.
Prescott's throw's complete. Jake Ferguson, first hit of the night. Ferguson inside the 15.
How much time will those guys have to get open? Lions pass rush, 11 sacks, almost 3 per game is nice. Aiden Hutchinson, the key threat, he'll try both Dallas's tackles out, has 6.5 bags.
They won't chip me. I'm like that.
Dak was sacked 2 times by Pittsburgh on 42 pass attempts, so not that bad. TJ Watt was kind of a problem for right tackle Terrence Steele, though. He had 1.5 sacks.
TJ Watt there with a flag down. The 2 Russians meet at the quarterback again.
Cowboys' run game. It came to life versus Pittsburgh. Rico Dowdle, 87 yards, 4.4 a run. He's been good for 4+ last 4 games in a row.
And there's the run by Dowdle. Good run across the 45.
He squares off with a Jack Campbell, Alex Anzalone run defense, holding backs to 3.6 a carry.
Here is a toss to Walker. Missed the last 2 games, and he's wrapped up with a loss on the play.
Detroit did give up 34+ rushing yards to Baker, Kyler, and Geno. Dak not much running last week. Neither of these QBs runners really. Why would Jared Goff bother if every pass he throws he completes? 19 straight, 18 straight in one game with 0 incompletions, NFL record. That's what Dallas's secondary is up against in Goff, the one guy who was like, we have a bye now? Come on, bro.
Amon-Ra St. Brown's going to throw it back to Goff. Who had that on the bingo card?
Now he tries to keep it going versus a Dallas defense that gave up 2 touchdowns to Justin Fields, no picks. Big butts don't lie, though. They held Fields to 131 yards passing, 4.9 yards per attempt, no pass catcher with even 40 yards.
Fields looking deep, throwing deep downfield towards Van Jefferson, broke it up.
The challenge this week, much harder of course, going to be tested on every level. The best one-on-one, according to substitute teacher Garvey, when Trayvon Diggs tracks Amon-Ra St. Brown. Oh, so you're an actual saint? Amon-Ra, Goff's top target, close to 7 catches a game.
It looked good. The catch, the toe taps. That's a tutty.
Sit the flip down, Jaquelin. But someone on the boys has to keep up with Jamison Williams, too. Gotta be A-train fast. Williams, Detroit's leader in yards. The kid flies.
Here is a completion to Jamison Williams. He is gone.
Tight end Sam Laporta. Numbers don't pop off the page, but he's still top shelf material.
Play action. Dropped off. Pass caught. Laporta still rumbling.
Lions O-line, pressure rate allowed a little high across 4 games. Left tackle Taylor Decker allowed 3 sacks so far, but only 7 sacks taken total. Cowboys pass rush, down Micah and DeMarcus Lawrence, but they did rack Fields 3 times.
And he just puts Sayamalo on his back and then goes and gets the quarterback. What a play by Linval Joseph.
If they heat Goff up, which isn't easy, they have to worry about him dumping to his backs. Jahmyr Gibbs, David Montgomery, averaging 5 catches a game, over 40 receiving yards.
Another completion, another short one, and bouncing off the tackle is Montgomery. What a catch and run! Still going.
Devin Witherspoon, Smokey from Friday, is on line 1. Montgomery hitting at 4.3 a carry, 67 yards per game, painted the zone 4 times.
And in for the touchdown, Montgomery.
Gibbs, 71 yards per game, 3 scores, 5.3 a pop.
Hand off to Gibbs, a walk-in touchdown.
Dallas's defense held Najee Harris to 3 a carry, but I mean, everybody does, so you know. Dallas and Detroit have been a thing 31 times. Boys up 19-12. Let's jump in with Doc and Marty. What year do they dump us out in? It was the first time they ever played each other in the playoffs, one of the greatest final scores in the history of the NFL, let alone for a playoff game. Cotton Bowl, both teams were 10-4. Wasn't bad weather, just bad quarterbacking. Detroit's Greg Landry throws for 48 yards. Dallas's Craig Morton, 38, and he wins by the score of 5-0, which has happened 3 times in NFL history, once in the 20s.
Now only the 49ers stood between Dallas and something they had never won, the NFC Championship.